All right, so now we are on air and I'm excited already. So, hello and welcome everyone. I'm Nitin Manchanda, product owner for SEO at Trivago. I love technical SEO. Well, I got this opportunity to host you all for this SEO Center in India, which is happening for the first time. And I'm really excited about it. I hope you're excited too. And your response can tell that already. Well, so today we have three SEO experts with us. We have Peter Mead from Australia, Rose Sasson from Israel, and then we have one local SEO expert from India, who's Suraj Khatke. So we have picked three websites from all the sites submitted by you, which is a great big number. And it was really hard to pick three from that huge number. But yeah, I mean, we have picked three sites. So sorry about those who submitted their site, but they are not picked for this episode. Maybe you can give it another try for the next one and so on. Yeah. So I'll introduce the experts now, but before that, I would like to thank you all for showing such a great response and submitting a lot of sites and joining us here finally for the real stuff. So I'll start the introduction round now. So I'll start with Peter Mead, who's from Australia, and he's SEO consultant with over 16 years of work experience in this industry. So Peter, I would like to invite you to talk about yourself and about your company and your one favorite thing about SEO currently.
Great. Yeah, thanks for the introduction and hi, everybody. Yes, my name is Peter Mead, and actually I started in digital back in about 1997, actually, to be honest, before Google. And we were doing things like, using Alta Vista and Excite, and, Yahoo was a good thing back in those days. So I'm an SEO consultant. I have been consulting just under my own name for a long time. This year, I started a company, and the company is called Digital Streets. And so we're just starting to get that off the ground. I'm still getting used to that because I've been consulting for a long time. Recently, I actually went to St. Petersburg and I met a whole Semrush team. That was fantastic. And then I also went to Seattle to MozCon and learnt some new tricks. But yeah, other than that, I'm based in Australia. I have an Australian team. So it's great to be with everybody here from in the Indian time zone. It's lovely to be here. And my biggest thing at the moment is semantic SEO. That's my latest kicks. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Peter. That's good knowing you. And then we have our next guest, who is Boss Sazan from Israel. And he's again like veteran in this industry. He's amazing. I heard a lot about him and finally got the chance to host this webinar with him. I'm super glad about it. And Boss was working as Director of Performance Marketing at SimilarWeb, and now he's working as individual. So yeah, Boss, could you please talk about something here?
So yeah, my name is Boaz. I've been involved in SEO also for a very long, almost too long, I have to say at this point. Most of it was spent as an employee working for different places, and then I started with SimilarWeb, and it was really small, 4 or 5 people, and it grew. It was very nice, and then I got sort of fed up with everything, and I sold and gave everything I have. I bought a small bag, a carry-on, and I started traveling, and I've been out for a year and 3 or a year and 4 months already. Just going from place to place, doing some work and trying to have fun. Right now I'm in Chiang Mai, in Poon Space, a great co-working, really nice co-working space in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Highly recommended to anyone thinking about it. Life is good when you can mix SEO with the rest of it. When it's not just Excel and Matt cuts. So. In terms of what I like or don't like, I like the fact I've always liked like I'm a rebel. I like to struggle, and I like the fact that as an SEO, I can take on much bigger companies or entities than I am. I love going head to head with someone bigger, and you know, you don't have to win all the time. Just getting my shots in feels good. So that's what I like about SEO, the fact that we're all equal. We can take anyone on, the great equalizer.
Thank you so much for that, boss. And then now we have our third guest, who's a local guest from India. He's based out of Pune, and he's co-founder and educator at LearnWebMarketing.org, and that's Suraj Katke. Suraj, would you please introduce yourself now?
Sure. So I have been working in this industry for the last 6.5 years. Right after I finished my college, I kind of got into this. I started my career with Yahoo, so that's where I kind of got introduced to advertising. And as I started learning more about it, and SEO is what I thought that is what I need to know more. So I've been helping companies, besides running a digital marketing institute, I'm also working as a digital marketing consultant, and I've been working with different clients, US clients as well as domestic clients who are from Pune and other parts of India. So it's been a tough journey. I've learned a lot of things. We experimented a lot of things. We failed, and SEO, as it's dynamic, things are kind of always changing. So yeah, that's what's pretty much happening. One thing that I kind of like is in the SEO is keep on doing the experimentation. And the current experimentation that I'm really involved in is how to rank the content without doing link building. So that's kind of topic that I'm really working on and experimenting. Hope in some other article or on another webinar, hope to share my experiences, how things are in terms of ranking the content without link building. So yeah, that's pretty much about me.
Well, thank you so much, Suraj. Well, now our visitors are eagerly waiting to hear some real stuff from us. And of course, I'm sure they liked all of you and your profiles, and they are now more excited about hearing a lot of stuff that they were waiting for. And I think we should now kickstart with the real stuff, which is audits. Okay, so to start with, I would request Peter to talk about Urban Clap, which is a marketplace of local services in India. It's a very, very known brand there. And yeah, so Peter, all yours.
Okay, thanks for that. So yes, I have taken a look at Urban Clap, and there's a bunch of. I went through my usual list, my checklist, and this involves three kind of general categories of checking. And the first category of checking is always around how does the brand appear, how the brand and the competition, the brand trustworthiness, and sort of all the indications that Google's looking for, all those trust signals. And so usually what I do is I just start by searching for the brand in Google and just see, how it comes up. And so I'll just share my screen, and you can see. Let's see. Hopefully that's coming across clearly enough. You can see enough detail in the screen here. So now I've just done a search, as you can see. I've just done a search for the brand name, and we can see here that straight away we can see some nice site links here. I can see the site, the page title, and there's a meta description. Plus we've got this nice knowledge panel here, and yeah. So also it looks as though Urban Clap, you've owned the whole first page of Google here, which is, this is looking good, right? So that's the first observation, and so then I think, well, going back to the idea of branding and just a general first look at the site. So you know, the first thing, just obviously to do a bit of a site check, and I can see here you've got, you know, 244,000 pages indexed. I mean, of course, Google uses the word about, and of course it is not totally accurate. I wouldn't be surprised if you have more pages than that. However, you know, I sort of also did a crawl, but I stopped. I did a crawl and crawled a fair few pages, but I stopped right here at about 11% in the Screaming Frog. But it shows here that, you know, we had a look, I've seen about, you know, 1,000 pages, and that's 10%. So you can do some math on that. But I mean, the site structure, you know, you got this, I guess you're getting down to some, the click depths here. I mean, there's a lot of pages that are probably a few clicks in. So that might make it a bit harder for the crawler. So maybe think about flattening your structure out a little bit so Google can crawl these pages easier. What else did I look at? So yeah, that's the sort of the branding, and I mean, I guess the call to action. So the first thing, you know, when you go to the page, what's most important? And, you know, you can obviously hear the big search for the service. That's how, you know, you want everybody to start searching. I mean, first impression here is it's a nice, clean website and very, you know, professional looking. One little criticism I had here is that once I've gone here and I've selected my location, it doesn't seem to be, you know, it does seem to be filtering down things, and I can see it's added something on here in the URL, and, you know, I sort of can't get rid of that. So unless I change my location, so I would think that maybe there's a way of unselecting it. I mean, my way of thinking is this could cause some funny thing to happen when Google's crawling, you know, if that could be the case. I can't prove that, and I haven't tried to, but it's just something to think about when, you know, if you sort of get forced to go and load up certain URLs, it could be a problem. So, but I don't think it's a huge big deal, but it certainly could limit the crawling. So let's have a look. Robots. So what would I say? I mean, as an SEO, I always look at people's robots file, and I think this is a bit mean. That's please do not crawl unless you have express written permission. Well, everybody, I've got news for you. Please don't take me the wrong way. I'm not being rude to you, but everybody wants to crawl your site. Yes, you can limit crawling to certain user agents, but certainly people do want to crawl your site, and you never know. You might be blocking somebody who crawling your site and who could help you, who could help to send traffic. So the other thing is here, I would say, you know, all of the I just wonder about why are you putting all of these disallows in here, especially this kind of thing. You know, to me, it just seems, I mean, if you've got the proper website set up, then it's not a problem really for the crawlers. I mean, the crawlers really are not going to probably spend much time trying to index your API pages. Google and Bing, they're pretty good at picking out what they want to index. So probably, unless it's really serious, you know, unless you really want to block it. But look, this is only my opinion, but my opinion is, you know, don't be so strict on the pages that you want to stop crawlers. The next thing is, I had a look. Yeah, mobile friendly. So yes, mobile friendly, and which is, I mean, that's basic, right? So you got that there. It's good. The page speed looks pretty good. You know, the site runs pretty quick, and you know, so you got some bonuses there. So yeah. So when I look here. Still just sort of looking here visually and looking at it. So it looks like wedding services is pretty important, right? And so is shifting homes. So these are your important, you know, all the things that are on this homepage. We're sending messages to Google. This is the most important type of thing. And so obviously that's working. So then let me see. Well, let's have a look. I've done a search here for wedding photographer Delhi, and I guess, you know, I can see here that there is Urban Quack right here. And so we've got best wedding photographers in New Delhi. So some of the advice I could say is, you know, maybe think, you know, some other people, they're using the word best, and, you know, maybe think of, maybe just think, is best the right word to use? And maybe you could say, you know, flexible service, or, you know, on-demand wedding photographers, or something like that. It's just something to, I mean, I'm not criticizing that, but it is something to think about, because this here is your, to the title and the meta descriptions, they are your best chance of getting people to click when it's an organic result. So then I went and had a look at one of these, wedding makeup artist, and I can see here, yes, there's some beautiful photos. So the site looks good and it works well. And so then I thought, well, I'll just have a look and see, yeah, look, we can see some structured data, which is always good. We've got 3 reviews, and I would see these kind of things, the ratings aggregator structured data would be important. And so I think, yeah, I think this is probably a good thing to do, and it seems like you've done that, so can't see any errors. So you're on the right track here. Now, what we need to do now is just go and have a look at, now let me just see, how am I going for time? I think I've got some more time here. And yeah, so I've got a bit more time. So I'll just have a look. Now, here we can see, obviously, there's some things going on here. You've come along pretty quickly, and you've got a lot of traffic in a short space of time. So you're up over 20,000, but you are starting to dip off here, right? So what's going on? We can see here you've gone up sharply, and in the last couple of months there's been a dip off in traffic. I guess you are wondering why, and so I'm wondering why as well, because you would like to keep rising upwards, yeah? So here I'm looking at the keywords, and they are starting to come off the boil as well. So let's have a look. Let's go across. Oh, well, there's some subdomain. I don't know. I mean, I think you need to be careful with subdomains, but I don't think this is a big problem. But just be careful if there's, sometimes the subdomains can kind of be a bit confusing. But let's have a look at the backlinks, because I can see here on the backlinks, you know, this is June, and there's been 146,000 backlinks in June, and another 266,000 backlinks in July. Now, that to me seems a bit unnatural, right? Maybe it could be natural, but to me it seems a bit unnatural. And so I started drilling down further. So now, let's see. I've had a look here at some of you. Well, where are these backlinks coming from? And so let's have a look. Now I can see here, there's something here which has happened, and I can see this site, goodservice.in and .in. So now there's lots and lots of backlinks from that site. So also there's another one which has a very similar name. And so I'll be wondering, why would there be 2 websites with similar names with lots and lots of backlinks? So let's have a look. So I've had a look here, and let's have a look at this one. So here you can see goodservice.in. Well, there's lots and lots of links, and they've all got sort of very similar kind of anchor text here. And some of them are lost, but some of them are not. And so let's keep going across. I'm going across my next tab. Just going across. So let's have a look. So goodservice.in. Well, something happened here where you were getting, you know, 10 or 12,000 visits now from estimated traffic, of course. But now it looks like everything's dried up completely, no traffic at all. So if you're getting all of a sudden lots and lots of backlinks from a website which is all of a sudden dried up in traffic, right? So all this is happening in the same time frame. So what's happened? Also, if I have another look at this one, which is the goodservice.in, and so this is really not anything happening here at all. So why would you want to get lots of backlinks from a website where there's nothing happening, right? So there's some problems there. So if I have a look at that, and no, that's just that's the row. Close that one off. So let's have a look. When I do have a look at this site, let's go and actually look at the site. And so then I have a look at the site, and I noticed that straight away that website is being redirected. So I guess you own that domain already, right? And you've decided to redirect that domain back to your site. Now that's fine, but then I have a look at the other one, which is the goodservice.in. So I'd say here, I would say my opinion is that perhaps, look, I think this is your problem. You're getting too many links from your own domain. You've redirected them, and this is causing you a downturn. So I'll just wrap up there. I've been told to wrap up. So hopefully that gives you some clues. But please, please think about these backlinks and think about turning them off or removing the redirect. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Peter. You spoke about a lot of things in 10 minutes. So thank you so much for that. And unfortunately, we are very tight on schedule. Yeah, Peter, could you please mute your microphone? Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so unfortunately, we are very tight on schedule, and hence, we can't go ahead with the time. But yeah, thank you so much. You spoke about a lot of things, a lot of insights, especially the last part about backlinks. I really love that. Thank you so much, Peter. So now I would like to request Suraj to quickly talk about something that probably Peter might have missed about UrbanClap.
Sure. So I think Peter pretty much covered it. So they have done a pretty decent job in terms of optimization. But there are a couple of things which I noticed which they want to probably take action on. So when you go to specific services that they're offering for a particular location. So in this case, let me quickly share my screen. So that they are offering wedding services, let's say for an example, in Ahmedabad. What I see is the content that is being used on this particular page is same as the same service offered in another location. So it appears that they are doing this content to click for the same service across different locations. They have kind of same content, and I think I did not find the canonical tag being added there. So I think one of the reasons you might be also somewhere it is kind of negatively hurting you is having the same content here. So that's the one thing that I noticed. And offering your there are specific locations in that particular city where you can kind of think of creating pages, and according to that, try drive their competitors, small or big, based on the services that are offered. Now, this particular company called Home Decor Services in Chennai, but they have also kind of understood that search pattern and trying to kind of create the pages or cater the audience who are searching for, let's say, home decor services within, let's say, Mount Road, Chennai. So I think another avenue for you to kind of drive the traffic is something which you need to take a look at and see what the search pattern is. So that was the second thing that I noticed. And another thing was UrbanClap also offers different discount codes for different services. However, they have right now only one page on the website which kind of talks about the offers that they have. But in order to kind of drive additional traffic to your website, what you could do is you could look at the different types of services that you offer. And if you have coupon codes for each services, you can think of creating a section on the website which kind of talks about the coupon codes, but by different services, so that you can have a separate page for each services where you can list down the coupon codes that you have for each services. So yeah, I think these are the three things that I could add to what I just said.
Well, cool. Thank you so much, Suraj. Really appreciate that. So now I would again request Boss to talk about UrbanClap. If Suraj and Peter missed something and then you want to highlight that particular part, please go ahead.
Okay. This is something Peter hit on. What really bothers me, both as a user and a little bit as an SEO, is the autofill here. As soon as I choose location, I no longer have any control unless I'm smart enough to delete my cookies or open an incognito browser, which 99% of users, I mean, it's not where they are. So I think you've got the SEO applications, but as a user, I think it's a bad experience. And it's very easy to fix. But in general, it's never good to force someone to get a particular page when they're requesting something different. And this, bothers me as a person and a little bit as an SEO, because there could be crawling complications depending on whether and how Google is filling in. This is basically a form. Google's on record that they can use forms quite well. So this, you've got all the a possible crawling nightmare, and then from a user perspective, why are you forcing me? It could have been something, I'm playing around, I do this, and now I'm stuck in Kolkata. Why? That's it.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much, Boz. That was a really, really important point, and which is it's easy to fix for SEO and user experience perspective. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for that. So now in the end, we have a question from Pratik Joshi, who is asking, very good scenario explained by Peter. Thanks so much, Peter, for that. And so here we need to disavow goodservice.in for Urban Clap, right? So what do you think about it, Peter?
Look, disavow, I don't think it's really disavow. I mean, it's probably more the case of removing the redirect, and that will remove the links. I mean, unless there's a reason why you're redirecting. I mean, it looks to me, when I looked at the traffic, it looks like a whole bunch of traffic just dried up to the goodservice.in. It just all dried up. So then why redirect that? Because there's no traffic anyway. So what's the redirect doing for you? Maybe you can send that traffic to a holding page and then maybe do a meta refresh to redirect through, or just tell people that this page has moved. But I just think doing a blanket redirect on a domain name is kind of sometimes got problems. So hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I hope that answers the question. Thank you so much, Peter. Well, I think all of us like to talk a lot, and that's why we are running out of time already. But yeah, we need to consider everyone's time who's watching us live, and we need to talk about all three sites in the given time of 1 hour. So now, guys, if you have any questions and those questions are not answered right now, probably that's because of time, so apologies about that. But you can ask your questions in the comment section, and we'll get back to that. Or if you want, you can reach any of us, our Twitter or LinkedIn, and we'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay, so having said that, I'm moving to the next website, which is 91 Mobiles, which is a price comparison portal for mobiles. It's an affiliate site, and Boz will be talking about 91 Mobiles now.
Okay, so I took a quick look at the site. I'm trying to use as much, more SEM, the Semrush tools. So yeah, affiliate site, it's all about mostly phones, mobile phones. It's a very high traffic website. Millions of visitors a month. They're probably making a bundle. And so I started with the basics. I ran the domain in Semrush. And 1 second here. What I want to talk about is crawling. So this is the Semrush tool. I do a site audit, and then I've got the crawlability tab or screen, and focus on that for a bit. It's a large site. They have something like 90,000 pages indexed in Google, which means, okay, so you've got a lot of opportunities, but you also have a lot of dangers and issues. And for a large site, crawlability and indexing are critical. You can usually get really good gains, huge improvements, just from making sure that your technical stuff is on point on large sites like this. So what we're seeing here is that they're obviously doing well. They're getting lots of traffic, but there are problems. So we have a concept called the crawl budget. Quickly, it just basically means Google allots a certain amount of bandwidth for crawling your site, and you have to use it effectively. And the larger the site, the more of an issue it is, because you've got more pages. It's hard to get the budget increased. It usually means you need to get backlinks. So you want to maximize your budget all the time, and they're not. So we run the audit, and we get like a snapshot of different problems that they have. And so you've got redirects. There's a lot of redirect issues. They've got some temporary ones. They've got permanent ones. A lot of people think, okay, so I have a problem. I'll just do a 301. I'm not even going to do a 302. But even a 301 is not ideal because you're losing something. And let's say you're only losing, 0.5%, a theoretical 0.5% on each redirect per link. And your site has 90,000 pages. You've got hundreds of thousands of links going on. And 0.5% or 1/10% from 10,000 or from 100,000 or 50,000 is a lot. It adds up very fast. So they've got issues like the redirects that they need to look at, and they basically need to replace the destination URLs wherever it's possible. They're really internally there's not that many excuses to have a redirect up. And then they got an issue with duplicate content and non-canonical pages, and then blocked pages, and then some errors. So if this was my site, I would start with a snapshot like this, and then I would start digging down. I would use I like IIS. They have the SEO toolkit. It's a really good crawler. You have deep crawl, but basically it's a matter of crawling the site very, very well and identifying all the issues that can impact their crawl budget and dealing with it. I'm sure in Webmaster Tools they've got some warnings as well. And it's just a matter of fixing as much of it as possible because of the scale. Now, and we don't know that it's 90,000 pages. It could be 50,000 with lots of duplicates. It could be 250,000 with half of it missing. But we do know there's an issue, and because of their size, this would be critical, and it could easily get them, gain tens of percents of increased traffic. I'm going to skim. So this is one thing I would look at here. The second thing I would look at is the keywords, where Semrush is really makes it easy, makes it very easy. The domain, I go to the keyword report, and then I download it in Excel. Can you still see my screen, guys? So I've got it open in Excel. I'm going to 1 second. Okay, so you can't see my screen. Okay. So I'll try to talk you through it. Basically, I want to find keywords. I want to find easy keywords, opportunities to work on, because I'm lazy. I don't like working hard. I like doing the minimum and getting a lot of results. A couple of things I can do. The first thing is I use this screen, and I've got a graph here with keywords by position. 1 to 3, they're doing great. 4 to 10 is not so bad. There's a lot of keywords here. Where some magic can happen is this group. So we have 43,000 keywords that are ranked 11 to 20 in India, which is where I'm looking at data. Basically, download the keywords, open it up in Excel. When you do download the keywords, you get the position, and you get traffic, and you get Semrush's keyword difficulty levels. What you basically do is you sort. You open in Excel, you sort. Minimal. I would basically limit my competition Semrush values, say under 90 or under 80, and positions 11 through 20, and then prioritize by search volume. And I'm going to have tens of thousands of words here with decent volume. I know relative competition, and I can work on my leisure on sets of these words. And this scales very, very easily where I could be doing a few hundred words a month without much of a problem. Something else I could do is I could look at the competitors to my site. Basically, Semrush gives me a list of competing sites. And then I go into the traffic analytics tab. I put in my site. I've checked them. I know that these are really competitors. They're recommended by Semrush. And then I get something that looks like this. Or I can open it in Excel, which is going to be easier. If I open it in Excel, I will get data that's similar to this. You can see. Basically, my keywords and different parameters that I can sort by. Now, I know that my competitor is getting traffic for all these words. What I would do is basically run 3-4 competitors, combine them in Excel, do some VLOOKUPs, and find all the words that my competitors are getting traffic for that have search volume that I'm not. They're doing a great job on something. I've got tens of thousands of new words that I can add from this direction. Mapping it out would probably take me 45 minutes, and then I've got a huge universe of words that me or my team could work on for the next year quite easily. Something else I wanted to talk about quickly is when I was looking at competitors and I was looking at the site itself in terms of opportunities. I look at opportunities. What I'm seeing, probably with electricity, but what I'm seeing is I was looking at one second. Looking at the domain, basically the traffic sources, and I'm seeing that for most of the traffic is search, and then 2.6% of the traffic is from referrals, and about 14% is from direct, as opposed to a lot of their competitors. So what must be done really, because this is it's both traffic and branding, is check the referral sources for your competitors, see where they're getting traffic, and why aren't you, and then start working on those sources. Basically try to get traffic that's being sent to my competitors, and then direct at 14%. If it's accurate, shows that there's some kind of problem with the experience of the branding. There should be more returning traffic, basically. So I would look at why direct is low and how I can increase it, because it's free, and it's also a great quality marker for other things. The last thing I want to talk about really quickly as an opportunity is 91 Mobiles has the English site, and they've got a Hindi site. The Hindi site is limited, but it's got pages and it's got traffic. If this was my site, I would take the English website, I would localize it for Hindi, and then I would use href tags, matching old page to new page, basically transferring the majority of my current rankings in India in English into Hindi. I'd pick up a lot of traffic really, really fast this way. And I'm going to end it there.
Cool. Thank you so much, boss. I mean, that was a lot of insight in limited time. So thank you so much for that. And about the last point about expanding their site for Hindi language, I think as far as I understand, there are a lot of users in India who prefer English websites because we have so many regional languages, and I think that's their strategic point, that they are not working on a lot of content for Hindi website. But I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, even I would need to.
It's free traffic. Will take them very little effort.
Of course, yeah.
Because basically give you rankings.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely. I mean, you are perfectly on point there. But I think with limited resources, probably they have prioritized their English website from content perspective right now. And of course, they might have plans for Hindi website as well. But yeah, that's a very valid point. So thank you so much for that. And now I would like to request or ask Suraj or Peter if they have something to add about 91 mobiles. So guys, if you want to talk about it, feel free.
Yeah, I'll say something.
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead, Peter.
So I just very quickly, look, a couple of comments. I mean, it's true what Boris was saying. It is a very high traffic site. It's doing quite well. It's very competitive with its main competitors. But I would just say some points here about the being careful. It seems like a complicated site, and I'll just be very careful about making it not too cluttered. And there's a lot of options, a lot of places to click. Also, what I noticed was, on those buttons, these sort of buttons that are linking. I'll just show my screen if I can. Wait a minute. Just very quickly, just to say that these sort of buttons here going off to other websites. I'd just be careful about how that's done, and yeah. So there's my little tips for that one. So thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Peter. Suraj, if you have anything to add here.
Sure. So as Boz mentioned, that when you work with a big sites, you'll have to be a little careful when you're optimizing your site, especially from the technical standpoint. So I believe somewhere they have kind of ended up creating a lot of pages which kind of doesn't make sense. I could get some chance to dig into that. So what I did was, let me share my screen. So I looked at the website SEO visibility. Let me know, Nitin, if the screen is visible. So
screen is not visible right now.
Is it now?
No, I can't see your screen still.
Okay, now it should be fine.
Yeah, now it's visible.
Okay, so what I did was I quickly looked at the website SEO visibility in last 6 months. So SEO visibility, which tells you your website visibility for the total number of keywords related to your domain. So if you can see that the graph has kind of fallen in the last 6 months. So just kind of to correlate, I also happen to kind of recently work for another site which has a similar model. It's just that they work into different products as well. And their overall SEO visibility has also gone down, where I noticed on their website they had a lot of pages that were getting created when people were searching some terms, that is basically the internal site search result pages were getting created. In this case also on the 91mobiles.com, what I noticed is they have different pages for the same product. For an example, I noticed that they have a section for the printers, and when I was taking a look at the type of pages that are available for the printers, so you can see that 2 pages which I noticed for the same product was the new section which has browse printers, and at the same time there's another page called find printers. And I was trying to see if they have added a canonical tag to those pages, and I found out that they did not. So I think somewhere that part is also kind of hurting them, and that's why I believe they might have that impact on their overall SEO visibility. Because when I looked at their overall backlinks data, I did not find really any issue, but I think somewhere they need to kind of take a look at their pages that they have created, and if there are some multiple instances of the same page, make sure that you can add the canonical tag. And one more thing I also noticed is on the mobile side, they have basically implemented the AMP format, and I was just trying to kind of see how the results are coming. It appears that when they have added this AMP format, I mean the pages in the form of an AMP, they have not really added a canonical tag to point the AMP version of the page to the actual mobile version of the page, or vice versa. And because of which I see the multiple pages, one with the AMP version and one is without AMP version, is getting indexed. So I think somewhere they need to kind of take a look at that as well. So I think, yeah, those were the two things that that I had to add to this.
Cool. Thank you so much, Suraj. So now we have a question from Gaurav Srivastav, who's asking if thousands of pages have duplicate meta tags, is there a risk of penalty or flag of Panda or quality update? Well, I would say, Gaurav, I think stop thinking about, a penalty from this particular thing, because this is something that can harm your CTR a lot. So if you have like all the pages, because your meta tags are like, like the main door of your website. So if you have same doors for all the pages, so then this will confuse our users, right? I mean, if user sees everything same, your title and meta description same for all the pages, then this won't push them to click on your link and be there to see the actual content that you want to show them. So I think it's more of your CTR thing than penalty. So I think, yeah, you should work on it with high priority, but yeah, it's not a penalty thing. Okay, having said that, we will quickly move to our last website of the day, which is Suraj's favorite website, Bharat Matrimony, because he's a bachelor, and yeah, that's his favorite website where he spends a lot of time. So he'll be talking about it. Suraj, all yours.
Okay, I'll be spending more time if but so it's fine. Anyways, I start kind of with the client. There are a couple of things there are two things rather I really look at it. So first thing that I look at is what are the current issues that my UI performance, and what are the growth opportunities, things and or create some new things on the website in terms of content, or fix the design problems and drive more traffic. So to start with, the first thing what I looked at is when I Google the term Bharat Matrimony to just see what type of search happens in Google search. So one thing which I very clearly noticed that they have two different domains. So one is called bharatmatrimony.com, and if you just scroll down, there's another website called bharatmatrimony.in. So I was kind of wondering why they did that, and was there any specific reason? But to my surprise, more or less, it's the same domain which has just different navigation structure, but at the same time they have more or less same interface and same structure. So one thing which I noticed that if there was a strategy behind this to kind of create a separate website for separate audience, then I don't think so you should be kind of having the same domain with the same name. So which if you see on the bharatmatrimony.com, what they have done is they have to explain the way the website is structured. They have website for different countries, for different religion and the different cities and different castes. Now, what has happened is, if I look at bharatmatrimony.com right now on the website, all the sections on this website are kind of linking to the internal pages. So if I look at the cities, it is going to bharatmatrimony.com, and at the same time, what they have done is, when if I come to the bharatmatrimony.in, they have bharatmatrimony.in / the location name and the different pages related to that particular city in terms of the list of brides or grooms, religion, or other things. So what is happening is, overall you're creating this brand confusion in search results, where you have one as with the .com as a domain, there you have another as a .in, and there is another you have a region-specific domain, which is in this case telugumatrimony.com. Now, if your strategy was to kind of rank create different domains for different localities and rank that's okay, but then you make sure that your main domain is kind of optimized in a way that it tells you the story that bharatmatrimony.com is a main domain, and if you want to go to the, let's say for an example, Kannada Matrimony, on the navigation of bharatmatrimony.com itself, you should be taken to the kannadamatrimony.com. But if I really look at the number of sites that they have, it's a huge task for maintaining separate sites here. So one is Skandra Matrimony, and then there's an Telugu. So similarly, there are multiple sites. So because of which, what is happening is if someone is searching for relevant keywords over here, there are multiple search results that are appearing. So if I search for Bharat Matrimony Kannada, so what I noticed is probably I will notice the Kannada Matrimony site here, but then if I scroll down, I will see the bharatmatrimony.com results as well. So somewhere there's a lot of confusion the way you have structured. So I would, your strategy, what you need to is decide whether you want to have a structure, where it's a main domain is bharatmatrimony.com and slash based on the region or based on the community, you create the separate pages and optimize them. But in this case, since you have different websites for different communities or regions, what is happening is you're not specified which version really to be considered for indexing. So because of which a lot of pages from different domains which they own are getting indexed. So I suggest, depending on your structure, make sure that you specify Google what page you really want to be indexed, so that there's no internal competition, so to speak, on your website. So that's the one thing I noticed. Apart from that, one more thing I just wanted to show in terms of the website created for the mobile audience. So what I noticed is they have a separate site for the mobile audience, so which is m.bharatmatrimony.com. And when I look at the other domains which they have, in this case, let's say it's bharatmatrimony.in, this website is a responsive website. And if I go to the region-specific website, which is kannadamatrimony.in, they have a mobile-specific website. So in Google, if I really search the same term again, I don't know why my screen size is big. Let me reload. So what is happening in this case is, as you can see, first result that you see is the m.kannadamatrimony.com, which is their mobile site. But if I again come down here, I will find out that there is another m.bharatmatrimony.com is ranking. In terms of your mobile strategy, you want m. version of the site to be indexed, or you have the responsive site which you created, bharatmatrimony.in, and that you want it to be considered. So that is one thing that you need to really fix. And as I go to the search results from the mobile listing, in this case, it's kannadamatrimony.com, the search experience on this website is not that great, primarily because one, when I directly access a specific page on the website, I have a navigation, if you see here, where I can actually drill down and kind of select different options. But if I really just go to the main website of Kannada Matrimony, in this case, I will not get any option to interact with the different options. So it kind of acts like a landing page where you are just presented with one option and the registration form. So what I suggest is to make sure that when you are creating a mobile site, the experience on the mobile site is kind of same as what you're giving on the desktop site, because you have different options that you have given on the desktop site to kind of interact with the audience. So I suggest you focus on that as well. So we're running out of time, so I just want you to kind of focus on the mobile site optimization in terms of the user experience. And when it comes to the website structure, make sure that your website is structured as per the strategy, whether it's a separate domain for separate regions, or you prefer bharatmatrimony.com as umbrella domain, and there you create the subfolders, because bharatmatrimony.com is is established domains and it has millions of backlinks pointing to it. So that would be the wise strategy. As far as optimization concerned, I was kind of going through I did the Screaming Frog crawl, and I looked at the pages that they have on this case on the bharatmatrimony.com, and I found out that most cases the optimization is not really focused to the user. It's just more of look like a keyword stuffing that they have done. So no matter like sometimes whether you're ranking on position 1, position 3, or position 4, still you can get a lot of traffic if your meta tags are optimized based on the search results that you see. So think of your search results as like an ad, and you want to get the traffic. So that's where you might want to take a look at the optimization. One more thing I noticed bharatmatrimony.com has is they have something called as a local outlet. So basically they have physical presence across different cities where we can walk in and inquire about the matrimony services. So what you can also do is, in order to drive the traffic, they've done this for a couple of places, but not for all, is create Google Google local listing on the map, and provide the local phone number, at the same time provide the relevant link that will take user to the specific community or specific region site. So that is something which you can do. And as far as landing page experience is concerned, since you have already a separate domain site which has a different design and navigation altogether, as opposed to the main domain bharatmatrimony.com, so decide which kind of a landing page experience is working for your audience, and try creating the same experience across different regions. Because right now, if I look at the bharatmatrimony.com, it has this as a landing page experience, but if I go to the kandamatrimony.com, probably there the experience is kind of quite different than the other websites. So just to quickly wrap up, as I said, you look at your website structure and decide what you really want to do, whether you want to have a separate domain as a strategy, or you want to have a separate, or you want to have a subfolders for your website. And second is, in terms of optimization, you're missing on a lot of keyword opportunities, whether it's a local or broad keywords which you want to rank for, like matrimonial sites. Right now, your meta title and description looks like you're just a little bit stuck. And third was the mobile site. So you have different pages, which rank on the mobile search results. So decide which page you really want Google to index. Yeah, I think those are the three things. Because you're a big brand, you're already getting the traffic. I think you need to do this fine tuning to make sure your website is optimized for search engines, at the same time for search users as well.
Well, thank you so much, Suraj. Thank you so much for managing your time so well that you spoke about their website and all the subdomains, and then you also gave them strategy alignment tips for their main domain and subdomains, because it's all the sites are representing the same brand. So yeah, good use of time, I would say. Well, now I have a couple of questions from our audience. And I'll start with the first question, which is asked by Gaurav Srivastav, who is asking, what if a website has 100,000 pages, but more than 90% of the pages are with very less content? And in technical terms, they call it thin content. You can say all these pages are UGC with one question and answer, no more extra content. So Google can think about it as a thin content and reduce your site's quality overall. So what do you think about it? So yeah, Peter, if you can talk about it.
Yeah, okay. I guess at the end of the day, if you have lots of pages that are very thin, I guess really there's not a huge big problem, because if the content on that page is specifically answering the question, then that's not a problem, right? But if you're finding that perhaps there's lots of boilerplate content around it, and the content is very thin, there's only small text, then maybe think of ways of adding value, like related answers, adding more content that's related, to build that out so that it can help people to flow when they visit the site. They can flow to the next question, and also maybe think if there's duplicated content, you may also think of maybe canonical, that sort of thing. So I hope that answers that question.
Well, I think, yeah, that definitely answers the question. All right, guys, we have so many other questions. Our visitors are so active. Really good to see that. But unfortunately, we're running out of time and we won't be able to answer those questions. But yeah, definitely, all your questions will be answered in the comment section on the YouTube itself. And you can, of course, reach any one of us for any questions in the future. Yeah, so now just to end this discussion, I would like to request each one of our SEO expert for the day to talk about their key takeaways that they suggest our users as the first primary thing to concentrate. And yeah, so I'll start with Boss.
I'm a little bit more technical, so I always start with an audit. The first thing I do when I have a new site is I do a technical audit where I'll check it with a few different bots or scrapers. I'll check it, look at the analytics, the webmaster tools. I use a lot of Excel and different Google queries. I try to understand the different sections, and the first thing I want to know is the site, does it have too many pages indexed, or does it have not enough pages indexed? And start looking for issues. And I think that this is the logical, for me at least, the logical first step. And once the audit is done, I start thinking of keywords, because keywords are basically what we rank for. So good, thorough keyword research. I hear people that, they'll do keyword research and look at 10 or 20 or 50 words. I think it's usually kind of ridiculous. The time and the effort you spend finding keywords and then vetting them has huge paybacks later when you start getting traffic from those words that are relevant. So get your technical stuff done properly, and then don't get lazy with keyword research. And then the last one, which is becoming more and more important, is the overall user experience, where anything you do or everything you can do, if at the end of the day users aren't happy with your website, then it's going to be a struggle. So make sure that you're actually helping your site's users to fulfill some kind of function or task, or help them with something. And then everything else will be smooth. And if you have problems there, you're going to have problems everywhere.
That's cool. Thank you so much, Boss. That was really nice. And so yeah, Peter, now if you can talk about your key takeaway that you want to suggest our users.
Look, my key takeaway is watch out. Whatever you're building, you're building these tools to try and make money, and make sure that what you're building is unique, something that Google can't scrape and just replace it on their own, like a job finder, job placement. These are all things that Google can just place on their own results without having to send any traffic to your site. So please make sure when you build these things, you build unique value, things that can't be replicated or copied or scraped. Think about how you're going to add value and make things great for the user. Now, apart from that, look, there's lots of other things, technical things, be thorough, but look, without holding everybody up, you can always message me on Twitter, at PeterMeadIT on Twitter, and that's my main thing if you message me there. And but if you're ever in Melbourne, come and check out the Melbourne SEO meetup. I'm one of the organisers, and we love visitors. Apart from that, thanks for having me, and it's been great being part of this great panel with some really great people. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter. I hope I'll see you soon in Melbourne in one of your meetups. Thank you so much for that. All right, so now our last SEO. Suraj, please talk about your takeaway.
So I think today we looked at a lot of big sites, and one of the key for big site is ensuring your website is technically optimized, depending whether you're an e-commerce site or leading site, whatever type of site you are. Big brands tend to miss out on a lot of these small things which are really important from an SEO standpoint. So whether it's an existing website or you're building a new website, make sure that when you're talking to someone who's developing the website, he or she kind of make sure that these technical guidelines are taken into consideration and build the site, because it's better to be, precaution is better than the cure. So I would say that is one thing you should look at. Apart from that, when it comes to the user experience, mobile is something you need to consider, especially if you're into B2C type of business, where, as now Bob mentioned, see how your website is optimized to help them fulfill that task, which with that intention that they have come on the website. So user experience and the technical part critical. Just make sure you are looking at it, whether it's an existing website or a new website. And by the way, you guys can reach to me on LinkedIn or Twitter. Twitter, my ID is SUNNY7465. And on LinkedIn, just Google my name and you should be able to get me. Thanks. And nice to talk to you all today.
Thank you so much, Suraj. That was nice insight. I was wondering why no one is talking about mobile first, because Google is planning to move to mobile first indexing very soon. So we should definitely think about mobile first, and yeah, finally spoke about it. So thank you so much, everyone. It was really nice having you all here, and I hope we together managed to add some value for our users. And everyone who's watching us live, please share your feedback in the comment section so that we can work on things which were missing here. This is just the first episode, and I'm glad Semrush finally brought something to India, my own country, and I'm happy about it, that this is just the beginning, and we are absolutely open and flexible for more changes in future. So if you think anything which was missing here, just mention about it in the comment section so that we can work on it and bring more value for you all from the next episode onwards. So thank you so much for your crucial time, and I really appreciate the great response you're giving us. Thank you so much. Namaste, India. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye.